I want to invite Jason Wakefield up to the stage right now. Jason's on our kind of team that go into Hastings, into the Barry County Jail, and he's going to come and share for a moment or two about his experiences in the jail.
Good morning. Steve, Ruth, and I started the mission at the Barry County Jail not quite a year ago. What an experience it has been. To see and feel the Holy Spirit present and at work actively is quite a thing to be a part of. When asked to touch on how I had become involved or picked the jail to invest in, I had to take time to reflect upon how that became. I concluded I didn't choose the jail, but what I did choose to do was surrender and submit myself to fulfilling Jesus' last command and living my life in a different way. Giving your life to Jesus will indeed lead to having to or being asked to step out of your comfort zone. By entering the jail, I did that very thing. But by stepping out in faith confidently, almost a year into this journey, the harvest, the joy, and the purpose of this work is very abundant. I could fill this entire hour with testimonies from the jail, but I've only chose 3 of the most recent. Our team visits the jail multiple times a week. That includes Bible studies, one-on-one meetings, and Sunday church service. My 3 testimonies I have picked for you today are Tall T, Big J, and Stacy. Now remember, we're at jail, so. Ladies first. So Stacy, wow. Okay, so when Steve and I were walking into group one Thursday, there's a control station on the left, holding cell on the right. We walk through to get into the jail, and there's a mirrored wall. So that paints a picture as we're walking through. Steve and I witnessed a female prisoner in obvious distress, not in a good place. As we walk through, we complete our study, and upon leaving, we witnessed the same thing. Steve and I quickly cast a prayer upon exiting. Fast forward to Sunday's church service. Guess who walks in? Stacy. Being rather loud and fidgety, it was going to be a night, we thought. But over the hour, the service, she had gathered herself, even wept, and she left the place in peace. Not knowing her or having a relationship with her as we do the other women, on Thursday, the following week, we entered. All the women, first thing they said was, Stacy was released. Miraculously, they had woke up at the beginning of the week and she was gone. Kind of unique with her is we don't have a relationship with her as we do the other women, so it was kind of unique as we felt like we blessed her and she's off. So that one was unique. Now, Big J is next. We have quite a relationship with Big J. He is just a short, squat, big ball of muscle. He's in his 40s, he's regular, and he is showing evidence of becoming closer to Jesus. At group session on Thursday, Big J oddly stayed after the service to request prayer. Nothing specific, he was very discreet. We laid hands on him and prayed. Big J, after Sunday service, excitedly stayed around. He let us know that on Thursday morning, he had an oral surgery, extracted 3 teeth on his right side. The morning after we had laid hands on him, he met with the med nurse on med check. The doctor and the nurse were astonished. Not one stitch had remained in his mouth, and the gaps were healed. Big J was so excited to tell us that he had felt no pain. When me and Steve reflected upon this, it wasn't the glory that Jesus and God had healed him. The real celebration was that Big J wanted to stay around just to tell us that. That was the jackpot. Lastly, Tall T. A while back, Steve's daughter came for a visit. What a blessing that was. But for me, it opened up the opportunity to have a few solo groups while they enjoyed time together. At one of the late night groups, a newcomer attended. I was delivering the message the Holy Spirit had led me to do, and in the middle of the discussion, Tall T stood up and spoke up, made it known to the group of men, myself, and most importantly, God, that he was changing his path, picking up his cross, and following Jesus. What a truly incredible moment that was for Tall T and even myself. Following that evening, the weeks ahead, the miracles in Tall T's life are unbelievable. Jesus is alive, He is present, and most certainly, He is hard at work. To end, I want to leave you with this. I have not been trained or received any higher education in doing this, other than what I've received at the Well, a monthly gathering we have here at the church. I'm just an ordinary person sitting in the chair as you are today. Each of us can, and I pray do, step out in faith confidently to make a difference in this region. Thank you.